Hey everybody, it's Josh Welgus. You know me as Gilly, and I am here to do an unscripted sort of unboxing of all of the stuff for Cloudspire Harbinger. And there is a lot of stuff, so I'm going to warn you, this video is probably going to get a little bit long. I know a lot of you may not have ordered everything from the campaign. You may want to skip around and find the things that are most applicable to whatever you pledged for. But we've got minis, we've got the cloud storage, we've got the book, we've got all of the new expansions. I've got an update pack here, so I'm going to try and show off kind of everything to whatever extent that we can in a relatively quick video that I already said is probably going to get a little bit long. So I'm just going to jump into things. Some of these things I'm going to show in more detail. Some of them I'm going to kind of gloss over because they're just not that exciting in and of themselves. But the first thing that we're going to start with is the pre-pack for any of you who have ordered both the cloud storage and the minis volume 3. And this box sitting right here is what just those two items look like. They will ship separately, obviously. And we're gonna dive into that first and foremost. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and lift this onto the table so you can kind of see what a monster this box is and how it dwarfs me. There you go. That's how it'll show up on your doorstep. You might not even be able to hear me anymore. I'm over here. But this is the box. It's crazy big, and I'm gonna bring it on the floor now and get some of this stuff out of here. Ugh. We knew this section of the video would be slightly awkward, so we're opening with it. No pun intended. So there is a bunch of foam inside of this box that I'm gonna pull out as I get the minis. Might be hard to see. The minis box is actually on top with that first foam layer firmly on top of it. And the shrink has been taken off of this already. So I'm gonna get that out first. I'm gonna get the cloud storage box out of here as long as I'm digging through the box too, so that we just have that ready to go. Here's all the foam. This just does not want to come out. We're gonna tip it upside down. There we go. Got my assistant Carter here helping. There we go. Boom. All right. Now I gotta take this foam shell off of the cloud storage as well. If you want proof that this thing is well packed, we've got it here in spades. All right, important note when you're unboxing your cloud storage. One of the big, so we've got these foam shells that kind of go around it to protect it in shipping. One of these does have the magnet key embedded inside of it. Don't miss that. Don't throw it away. It's important. We'll cover that in a second. All right. Got things unboxed. I'm breathing heavy, I'm sweating, because my goodness, that box is like 30 pounds all on its own. But let's take a look at the minis box. So I'm gonna frame this up for the top-down camera so you can see the top of it, and then I will turn it around and rotate it and open her up. But this is the minis box. I know in the last big update where we kind of showed this, a lot of people were surprised at how robust and big and nice this storage is. But on the front here, you can see got a whole bunch of art, and we've got pull-out drawers for all the minis. I'm not going to take all of the minis out of this box because that would be crazy. But we do have these drawers, and you can see on the top-down camera there is foam in all of these drawers to protect the minis, which is really nice. Some of these have some finer, more fragile points on them. And then the other thing to note, I'll just take out one of these. So again, you guys have seen the Airs minis already if you backed the original campaign. But the other thing to note is that the The art on the front, and I let this foam hang out, sorry. The art on the front corresponds to where that faction's minis are in the box, which is really nice when you're getting the game to the table. You want to know where are the heirs minis. You can see they're right here. They should be in this drawer, in this position right here, which is really slick. So I'll open this bottom drawer as well. You can see on the top-down camera all the beautiful colors kind of coming together on these. And you've got, again, all of this foam to kind of protect against wear and damage in transit and all of that kind of thing. So Minis Volume 3, again, if you ordered just Minis Volume 3, you get this box along with the new factions. So Shada, Grige, and Graft minis will be in your box, and then a bunch of foam. If you order the complete set, you will have all of them.
Shada, Keel, and...
What did I say?
Grige.
Oh yeah, Shada, Keel, and Graft. Yeah, sorry, my bad. If you ordered the complete set, you will get just this box with all of the minis inside of it. And again, we've kind of implied if we do print runs of minis in the future, we're probably just gonna do the complete bundle in this giant box moving forward. It just makes way more economical sense and allows people to get the complete set in one go rather than across 3 different SKUs with a lot of different shipping and waste and so on and so forth. So there you go. That is the new minis. I'm gonna set that aside. Boom. There's one thing. All right. We've got our magnet key here. I'll set that right in the middle. The cloud storage also does have yet one more layer of protection as it's shipping, and that is this cardboard piece right here that kind of sits in the inset of the box to further protect any corner dings and that kind of thing. We have shown this at least mostly in previous updates, so I'm not going to spend tons and tons and tons of time on it, but we've got the cloud storage here. Drawer comes off. You can see we corrected, I don't know if you can see on the top-down camera, Carter, or not. It might be too tall. Anyway, this cloud graphic does match up with the cloud graphic on the top. That was one thing that was not quite working in the first version that we ever showed you. Here's the backside of the lid with credits and that kind of thing on it, and a gate port piece of art. We've got the magnet key, and it opens these like so. We've got our faction containers in here.
I'll scoot it back a little bit towards you.
Scoot it back toward me, sorry. I'm just not sure I can open every drawer if I do that. In here we've got more faction containers with a plastic wrap on them to protect them from scratching and scuffing. Down here we've got the new fancy barracks. Like so, these we have not really shown yet in their final form, so these turned out really nice. I'll set that so you can see it on the top down as well, like so. So those go in your bottom drawer, and they stack like so to go in there. Plastic back in here, and then in your other tray, you've got room for all of your various chip trays and that kind of thing. So, and then in the top, you've got room for all of your books, scenario books, and that kind of thing. And then in this big drawer, you've got room for more chip trays, neoprene, all of that kind of thing. I apologize, I'm blanking a little bit on the exact configuration of exactly what goes in every single drawer, reference sheets, all that kind of stuff, but that is the cloud storage.
Also, apologies for gilly hair.
Yeah, you're getting a close-up of my hair product today, probably, by the way. American Crew Fiber, and if any of you are interested, that's the product I use in my hair on a daily basis. Okay. Whew. All right, so that's the really heavy stuff. From here on out, we've got all of the individual faction boxes, the Harbinger box. We've got the book. We've got double thick source trays. So I'm just going to kind of go through this, rifle through this stuff one by one, so that you can kind of see exactly what's in each thing. We'll start with double thick source and health chips for your fortresses. So these are going to come in a foil baggie like so. And then I will get them out real quick here since this bag has been opened already. So those look like so. So again, there's 4 of each since this is a 4-player game, and this should make turning your source and your health much easier inside of the neoprene die cuts on all of your fortress mats.
You want to turn them on their side too?
Like
Yeah,
that?
A little thicker.
There we go. I don't have a normal chip. I mean, there's plenty in these boxes, but I don't have a normal chip to compare them to against directly, but oh, there we go. So here is a normal chip. You can see they are double thick. Any of you who have played Hoplo Victorum know kind of what these are like. We've used them. We use them as heroes in Hoplomachus Victorum. Now you can use them for easy turning when it comes to your Cloudspire source and health tracking for your fortresses, which is great. All right, seal these back up. One more thing out of the way. All right. We've got, not exciting at all, but you've got your Yabanthe chip. The one thing that was left out of that original 2nd edition update pack. We had it on this campaign. It's going to come in a little baggie like this. Main reason for me pointing that out is just to make sure that if you ordered this, look for it. It's just one single chip in your box. Don't accidentally throw it away with your foam or your packing materials or that kind of thing. It will come just like so with a barcode on it for the future. Yabanthe. Very exciting. Not actually, but kind of. All right. We've got
Maybe someone's favorite chip.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if you have a special emotional attachment to the Grove Tenders and Yabanthe, I understand. All right, so the bonus bounty was the free follow or like free with pledge gift that we had for the Harbinger campaign. It is a set of 3 faction-specific relic cards, and it comes with a little warning so that you can, if you're in Europe, we can assure you that it is properly European. I don't know. Safety warnings and that kind of thing. And then it's these 3 cards. We've got a new version of the Flame Harness, which was included in the Heroes Bounty campaign, but because of updated mechanics in terms of how the Shada work, this has been updated now. Oh, like this? Okay, sorry. There we go. I'm putting everything upside down. I apologize, guys. And then you've got Armor of the Eclipse for the which gives the Keel a special bonus if they use it, and then you've got the Flagellum, which is for the Graft specifically. So, faction-specific relic cards. These were free with pledge. They're going to come in a little cellophane baggie like so. I'm going to throw these back in. By the way, if you see a sticker on here that says on any of these things that say MPC on them, that means that is the abbreviation for mass production copy, meaning these are no longer prototypes, these are no longer being proofed, these are the final like factory samples. That's what MPC is alluding to. I am not going to take these out of, well, I don't know, I guess I can. Here we have the reference sheet pack. So this is extra reference sheets for people who want to know what their opponent can do in battle alongside of all of the I think solo-specific references if you are primarily playing solo. So I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on these, but I will just quickly let you see all the stuff that's in here. So got the landmark keyword references: Grige, Horizon's Wrath, Uprising, Shada, Keel, Graft. Another landmark reference. We've got an Aurora. We've got the Heirs. I think these look like the solo specific ones, but yeah, because there's a faction on each side. So you got Grige on this side, you got Graft on this side, and this is helping, again, just make solo, referencing what your opponents can do in solo play a lot simpler. You're not weeding through 2 sets of rules to figure out what the solo specific instance of that stuff is. So reference cards, very exciting. I'm gonna throw these. I'm not gonna try and get those back in right now. I'm just gonna throw them up here. Boom. All right. Next, we've shown this bag already in photos and that kind of thing, and this one has not been taken out of the bag, and I'm not going to break the seal on it, but You have the deluxe market bag, like so. This thing is really nice, looks really sharp, and
That's really cool.
yeah, love this thing. You'll be happy if you ordered this, and it makes your market draws much easier because it sits nice and flat on the table, which is great. All right, market bag. We've got, this is probably the least exciting thing, but we do have the long and oft-requested second printing, second edition update pack. It is back. It is here. The Banthy is in here. I'm not going to open this because it's a bunch of just base game components, but if you are still hanging on to a first edition copy of Cloudspire and you've been waiting and waiting and asking for this, it is here. We have it. It has a bunch of stuff that is already known inside of it. I can open it up real fast. Update pack tells you how to do it. You got books, and you've got chips and cards. And there's reference cards underneath that, underneath the foam. Ta-da. Very exciting, very impressive. All right. Next.
It's the year 2057. I've finally decided to update my
Right, yeah, exactly. And we are, by the way, we are not printing that thing ever again. So, like, again, there's just too few people that it actually applies to anymore. And those things legitimately cost us roughly the same cost as printing a brand new base game. And as the quantities diminish, they will make no economic sense whatsoever to print. So anyway, there you go. All right, we have the new hardcover scenario book with additional narrative. So I'm just going to page through this real fast. These are the new scenarios that were included in Harbinger and the faction-specific scenarios for all of the new factions included in the Harbinger campaign. So you, if you take screenshots of each of these pages, you'll be able to play all of this content before it arrives. That's not true at all. You need the new factions. But this book is gorgeous and beautiful and full of wonderful art and lore, art from Anthony Letourneau and lore from Ryan Howard, the mind behind most of the narrative for all of the Cloudspire line, series, IP, etc. Okay. We've got, I'm gonna do 20 strong last, since I know that only applies to a subset of the folks backing this campaign. We're gonna just real quick kind of unbox these factions. We've got the keel here. I'm gonna start with that. For the top-down camera, I'm just gonna place it down and then I'll tip it over so you can see the back of the box quick. Ta-da! And let's open her up.
It's like a Lego set.
Mm-hmm. As usual, you've got, again, it's been Europeanized with all your warnings and all of that kind of thing. You've got your chip tray that's going to have your faction units and dice in it and your mark chip. Grab these out. I've shown most of these in a variety of campaigns. Again, these are the glow-in-the-dark ones. We're not going to turn the light off to show that these chips glow in the dark, but you've got all of your keel chips.
Fortunately, we're in a studio with 12 lights.
Right, yeah, exactly. This is going to energize them to glow nicely when we close the lid on the box. And then you've got your faction dice right here, which I don't know, probably gonna have a hard time focusing on, but. And then underneath that, you've got your faction mat, like so. And then you've got your scenario book in the bottom of the box. That is the keel. Put this back in. And back on top we go. The keel. Ta-da. All right, the Shada. Put this down and then I will tip it over again so you can see the back of the box. And something just tipped over inside of the box. Sounded like a chip, maybe, I don't know. European warnings, chip tray, 2 faction dice with the cool marbling effect that I believe was unlocked via stretch goal. You've got your mark chip. And then again, you've got, we do have the sort of, I don't know if you can tell on camera or not, but the edge and makeup of these chips does have a sort of metallic finish to it.
Yeah, they can tell. It's a little bit different.
Okay, beautiful. And I'll just, whoa. Just kind of set a few of these out so that the top-down camera can kind of see them a little bit. Again, I love the art and world of this game. So
Anthony knocked it out of the park.
yeah. There's more than this. Obviously, I'm holding still a bunch in my hand, but you get the idea. A bunch of cool looking units for the Shada, all with a very elemental flair. Come on, there we go. I jammed my, I don't know if you can tell on camera, I jammed my finger a couple weeks ago and it is still bent.
Well,
And it's not really going back, and I think I might have permanently like jacked up my finger. So that's, if you're wondering how my personal life has been going the last couple weeks, that's kind of been a big thing. So
I couldn't tell it earlier.
thank you for your thoughts and prayers during this difficult time. This is maybe my favorite mat in all of Cloudspire.
Yeah,
I love this like fire swirl, sort of, I guess there's like ice and water in there too. This elemental swirl that's going on here. I love the art for this mat. It just looks so awesome. So then you got your reference sheet here, and the scenario book is underneath that. So get the Shada put back. And there's the kind of elemental smoky fire ice treatment on the inside of the box. All right. The Graft, the gnarliest, weirdest faction we've ever done. We've got the Graft. Here's the top of the box. Flip it over to the bottom, like so. Open these guys up. European warnings, safety warnings. Be careful with this stuff. It's weird fungus, mold. We've got the nucleus health tracker chip right here, which is double thick. I don't know if you can tell that or not, compared to the Mark chip. Again, there you go.
Yeah, you're 100%.
We've got your faction dice. These ones are still in the baggie. Looks like nobody took them out of there. All of your faction dice will come with a little baggie like this inside to protect it from like banging around inside of these trays. And I will set a bunch of these chips out. Even though, again, we have shown a lot of these in previous updates in photos and that kind of thing, but it's just kind of cool to see it come out of its actual packaging and so on and so forth. Oh, these are just rotten worms. Get a different one out there. Grafted briar. Slightly different art on both sides. So, again, more chips than that, but we're trying to show just a real quick kind of cross-section of everything that is going on with these factions. Take out the foam. We've got the Graft mat, which is fairly gnarly. We've got the reference card in here, and then your scenario book, and then a little card for additional rules in case you needed some clarifications. All right, that is the Graft. We got, this is your inside under the cover graphic. Weird, fleshy weirdness. Weird, fleshy weirdness. That'll be, we'll make a game based on that. Weird, fleshy, that's weird. This is getting redundant also. Okay, Harbinger. So this is just one big old content expansion with a whole bunch of stuff in it. Here's the top of the box. Here's the back of the box. There's new neoprene in here. There's new scenarios in here. There's new Spire chips in here. Spire upgrade chips, I should say. Here's the inside of that box. Some cracked earth. Or cracked island earth. Is it, if it's a floating island in the sky, is it still earth? Probably. I don't know. Let's contemplate that together.
Something else in lore.
All right, so I will first, actually the book is more consequential in this case because these are all new scenarios. So I'll just flip through this. Other way, sorry. So you got a bunch of new scenarios in here that are kind of like the story really concludes, I believe, with the scenarios in this booklet. So you're going to play through your faction scenarios and then kind of like come to the, I mean, you can see this. This is a big old
Holy cow.
everybody against everybody. So, yeah, exciting sort of concluding chapters of the Cloudspire story, which I know a lot of you are very, very excited about and very into, which is great. So, there you go. There's the scenario books. Here's the new, or scenario book. Here is the new neoprene. So we've got an all path. And then we've got one that actually has some sky hexes built right into a main hex, which is kind of cool. Throw these back in here, and then I will just quickly try to show off a few of these chips.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, so we got some landmarks in here. We've got some Merc units in here. I think these are all the Merc units. One thing that has been oft requested is just new landmarks, and so so these are a whole bunch of new landmarks that have been unlocked that have a whole bunch of new things on them. I'm probably not going to show every single one of these, but and again, if you were following the campaign closely, you saw that a lot of these came from stretch goals and that kind of thing, which is cool. But yeah. Maybe I am going to put them all out. What the heck? Landmarks have been one of the things that we've heard the most from folks that they really would like some additional randomization because they came to know what was behind all of the standard landmarks pretty well to the point that they could strategize around it maybe more than we had originally intended. So you got a whole, I mean, how many is this? This is like 25 new landmark chips, I think, that are all doing a variety of things. So that is...
Looks like 24-ish.
24-ish. All right, and then again, you got a massive bevy of new mercs as well, which combined with your brand new market bag that I'm sure you all purchased, right? Or you're about to pre-order it from our website if you didn't. I mean, again, this is just a few of them. There's another like 10 right here as well. So yeah, just a bunch of new variety for landmarks, your market, that sort of thing. And then the last thing are these in here, sorry. Last thing here is the new Spire and Hero upgrades. Like so. So, that is what is in the Harbinger box. Lots and lots and lots of stuff. Oh, this, wrong way. All right, last thing that we'll show, again, because this only applies to a certain subset of those of you who back this campaign, but we do also have 20 strong Cloudspire. So I will set that in the middle so you can see the top-down box art.
Flip it around.
Oh, flip it around. There we go. Yep. I'm learning, everyone. And then there's the back of it. So if you didn't follow the campaign, again, the arc of this deck very much follows the story arc of the Harbinger stuff. So the graft, you're going to see in here, the graft play a key role in kind of what's going on in this deck. So you're going to see grafted versions of lots and lots of your favorite Cloudspire units. This deck notably has a gloss finish on it, which hopefully you can kind of see on the top-down camera, rather than a foil finish. Oh, I got to turn around again. I'm learning. I'm not actually learning. I'm just getting worse at this thing. So you can maybe see that this, we did a different type of treatment on this. We didn't feel like the foil was really adding a ton because of the existing art. And we kind of felt that way about the Victorum and the Bones decks too, since the art for those games was not done with foil in mind, and the treatment of those cards was not necessarily done with foil in mind. We weren't as happy with how the foil turned out there. So we did a gloss treatment on this that looks really, really sharp in person. I think you guys are gonna love it. So you've got your heroes here in the front. And then these are going to get messy real fast. I'm just trying to show off as many of these cards as I can. I'm not going to go through the mechanics of the deck in a super meaningful way. But then, yeah, so almost or most of the cards in the game then have a grafted version on the flip side. So you can see we had Anthony basically like paint over a lot of the existing art with like a grafted treatment of a lot of these units, and that plays a major part mechanically in the way that the deck works. So I'm just going to real quick, kind of on the top-down camera, I'm going to real quick kind of go through the deck and flip them over as I turn them, so you can kind of get a sense of all the different things that are going on here. We will be doing a playthrough stream of this deck very, very soon, hopefully within the next week, as we kind of get, week or two, I should say, as we get the Elder Scrolls campaign launched and kind of get through this busy season that we're in, headed into the fall and into a new campaign. This fast. You're going to need to pause the video on your favorite pieces if you really want a close look at all of them, but just want to show.
There's a lot of cards.
This deck is really like colorful, which is really fun. It feels, even handling the cards and looking at the art, it just has a completely different feeling than any of the other decks. And it's just cool to be able to see a lot of this Cloudspire art, especially this unit art that we're using in a higher detail, larger format. If you've read the art books and that kind of thing, you've seen a lot of that already. But outside of that, you know, most of the stuff has been confined to very, very tiny chips for the most part. It's cool to see it in this larger, higher definition format. It's a lot of fun. So there you go. All right, that is the 20 strong Cloudspire deck. Like I said, we will be showing gameplay of this very, very soon. You can see the prototype being played, I think, in a video embedded in the actual campaign page itself. But we do want to show off the final thing. If you did not order this as a part of the campaign and you have like recently become a fan of 20 Strong through Tanglewoods or through anything else, here's the rule book, by the way. Sorry. There we go. There's the rule book.
Gnarly looking bird.
Yep. It will be available. I think it's available to pre-order now on our website, and we'll be excuse me. We'll be shipping probably around Black Friday. That sort of general time frame for its actual fulfillment. Put this in front. There we go. Okay. And that will now get boxed up. All right, so that is everything. I think everything. I don't think there's anything I really missed, at least in terms of new stuff for Cloudspire Harbinger. We have manufacturing copies of everything, one copy of everything, and it is in the process of either crossing the ocean already or about to get on containers to cross the ocean. It looks like there will be at least some orders that will go out in October as expected, and then there will be a larger subset that will be going out likely in November as some of the bigger stuff wraps up and gets onto ocean containers. Stay tuned to your updates for all of the latest on fulfillment. Thank you for backing Cloudspire Harbinger. I apologize, it's been a while since an update, but hopefully this gets you really excited about what's to come, and we can't wait to get this stuff into your hands. We will talk to you soon, and we will see you in the comments. Thanks for watching.